Hey folks, good afternoon. Here's the third video today. Out visiting the Red Bug Slough Preserve, which is also near Sarasota. And it's actually protected through the Sarasota County government, as a matter of fact, for those of you who did not know. So, you may be wondering, when I mention slough, what does that refer to? Well, slough is a type of ecosystem found here down in Florida. Naturally, how a slough works is it basically describes isolated pockets of marshes that are filled with water. Now, usually when it gets into the wet season, all of these isolated marshes that have water will connect, and it creates something of a channel. But how it is nowadays, due to man's activity of creating canals and whatnot, this remains wet all year round. But normally, if there were extreme drought, it would be completely dry. So in its natural state, it would be ephemeral. But due to man's activity, you can see this year round. Now, in terms of why it's called red bug, the origin of that is still a debate. Maybe it has something to do with the red mites that were found in the water. It's difficult to say. But essentially what this preserve does is gives a glimpse of a slough, as I just mentioned, and also some of the hardwood hammock that you see right in front of me. So it's just a way of protecting a natural ecosystem that once inhabited a higher percentage of Florida back in the day. Now, like other common plants that you may find out here include the loblolly bay, and even the invasive plant air potato, which actually is not really a potato. It's more of a vine. However, though, I want to try to focus more upon those on a separate video. Right now, this is just kind of giving like an overview of this preserve itself. But you figure the trail network is probably about 2 or so miles. So it's a decent size. It's really neat. And actually right here, it talks a bit more about the littoral zone. Sort of like a transition between the water and that of the land. But yes, it talks about like the pickerel weed, how some of the plants are emerging above the water, and how some of them are submerged completely underneath. And it looks like there's a little sprinkle that's starting right now. Yeah. But typical submerged plants, as it mentions on here, could include bladderwort and even coontail. But then some of the floating plants could be water lilies. And then the plants above can be pickerel weed that we see right up here, as well as the walking spike rush, as you can see right there where my finger is pointing. But littoral zones are very important, as they can provide flood and erosion control, as well as provide shelter for any of our wildlife, whether it be butterflies or even our amphibians as well. And they also help filter out any nutrients that may go into the water. So in my opinion, honestly, a lot of the ditches that are found in Florida, roadside ditches, they should have more of something like this, the littoral zone, more of those varieties of plants, so that the diversity is maintained. Just something to keep in mind for us who reside down here. But yeah, this is a neat spot, you guys, because you can literally see this channel run all the way through here. So I'm quite impressed, actually. So all right, mates, hope you guys learned something of value in the video. Thanks for watching, and once again, Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks.